Hello and welcome to part 30 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. And we are now in the ruined Watchtower, something I've referred to as like the Dwarven Ruins and the ruined Dwarven Ruins until now. Now this map, you can see it's quite a large map, but it's significantly easier than Gudrun River, the last one we visited. And if you're not confident doing Gudrun River, you can come here instead early on and do this. And we've also got new collectibles, which we can cash in. Every map's got collectibles. And you can see that we've got a sort of a road that is relatively overgrown, but not massively. I mean, there's a bit of encroachment here. But what it's sort of saying, grass has sprouted between the cobbles of the ancient road. And we're between two big ridges here. But the idea is that this road is, not in the best repair, and it's not particularly popular either. Because if you remember, we're in the Stolen Lands are part of the River Kingdoms. They're not part of the Roady Kingdoms. The whole point about the River Kingdoms is that it's control of the rivers that gives, control of the whole region, not control these big roads. And so you can kind of see why it's fallen into disrepair. Now we're just going to pop over here up onto this ridge, take a little detour, and we're going to grab this Dwarven Helm Shard, and this is one of a new relic. So we need to collect 3 of these on this map, and there's quite a lot of them in general. 5, there might be 9, but don't quote me on that. And this area here, because we've come here early, because the next sort of act proper event hasn't kicked in, there's certain stuff that isn't here. And if you've seen this before, you know what normally happens here. But I'll hold off on that until we return here, because we're going to have to do that later. And obviously someone has been eaten here, so someone's been having a snack. But we might as well just open it up now. For when we return later. Now the other option is you don't come here at all early on, and you this is a amulet of natural armor +1, which is more going in the sell pile now than it would have been. But the other option is you don't come here early on at all. You do some other stuff, such as if you're happy to reload, you could go get Casey or Canera and Kaliki, as we now know they are. But I've held off on that because of the danger associated with it, because it's quite a dangerous event now. Quite a dangerous region to go into, and the fights we have to do there are quite tricky. Now, if you see here, we've got someone dead, and we've got a case. And this is obviously, you want to click the case because you want to get the loot over it. But what if we zoom in just a little bit? You can hardly see it, but attached to the side of the case there is a bomb. Right, so maybe if you were an eagle-eyed player and you were playing like ultra cautiously on Last Aslanti mode as a fresh player, you might be doing inspecting and kind of think that there's something fishy there. So because of that,
give the order.
We're going to buff up.
No time for idling.
Not fully. But we're gonna make the most of our
I'm always ready.
Our buffs here, so that we can be ready for this. So we'll go bark skin, and we'll go heroism. We'll go bless for everyone else, and we'll go Archon's Aura.
We should move.
Magic Fang, Acid Maw, and Cat's Grace.
And Lindsay was called forth.
And
Adventures are exciting.
one last lot of stuff. Blur. Now, we could actually aim some glitter dust and try and flush them out if we hadn't used it all on heroism. But basically, this is a trap. There are enemies floating around. So let's see whether we can do this normally. So we'll just come down here. There we go. And poor old, because we've been ambushed, we're likely to get some sneak attacks on us. So we'll send Valerie out this way, and we'll bring everyone else up as well. There's the other one. So just to have a little look at them. Level 4 rogue, so they're getting fair few sneak attacks, and they've got bewildering injury. If we just remind ourselves here, this is going to give us an AC penalty if we take damage. So you know, if you have a rogue, you want bewildering injury, because that will give you a lovely, give them a lovely debuff that means everyone else will be able to hit.
This will hurt.
This should. There's another one there. We might actually be missing one who will come and try and sneak attack one of our nice people here. Let's hope. Ah, there. Okay, they're attacking Valerie. Let's just close in there. There.
You should have
There.
run.
And let this play out. That's just incredible. And so, just to remind you, this is outflank kicking in here. That Amiri got a critical hit, which means that Valerie next to them got a free attack of opportunity makes an attack of opportunity and does a lot of damage. Anyway, let's clear out the rest of these now.
You deserved it.
Come on, kitty. That one.
Any last wishes?
This cat can't hit for shit. Okay, that's annoying, but not the end of the world. Because we can do that. I was going to hideous laughter them just to, but that's quite a nice example of the fact that after punching at the cat for quite a while and realizing that they were getting nowhere, they changed target to someone much squishier. Yeah, it's a nice balance, because certainly on challenging difficulty, you wouldn't just want them to beeline your back row all the time, but it is nice that they get fed up with missing eventually. Okay, so this is the next encounter. There are 3 or 4 tough encounters. This one, if you're not ready for it, the trolls here. There's an encounter down in the bottom corner here, and there's another one here which involves fighting a mage. So we'll get onto that. The key thing to bear in mind here is we've got a kobold boom sayer, and they do sonic damage. So obviously, if you encounter anything that's doing sonic damage, you want to cast Resist Energy Communal Sonic there, which is going to basically enable us to deal with them perfectly. And it looks like 2 trolls and the boomsayer. So let's take a bit of a risk. Close in here, but we're going to keep
Friendship lasts forever.
We will prevail.
Alice in reserve, because we've also got a branded troll, and we encountered a branded troll in a previous video. But this is, in my opinion, this is not a particularly dangerous fight. However, it could be. And I'm just going to try and hideous laughter the branded. This is the boomsayer here. And yeah, okay, one troll dead. Let's move on to the next one. Bit delayed in that casting. Get everyone there. There. Might not need it actually. Looks like it's tripped. Let's cancel that.
Onwards.
This is boomsayer stuck in the middle. So actually, let's make it easy on ourselves. There we go. Down.
Stay behind me.
This doesn't happen very often, but basically it's very difficult to target this one in the middle because they're stuck. Okay, and let's just take out Troll here, and our acid more on our pet enables us to do that. Just before we head this way, this is the second fragment of the Dwarven Helm Shard. So second of 3 on this map. And before our buffs run out, we're just going to come over here. Make sure our formation is right. Now this isn't the tough fight, this is actually quite an easy one. These are ferocious wolves, we fought lots of these in Gudrun River.
Anything is possible. Any last wishes?
Done with waiting.
Oops.
Well,
There.
here.
There.
I don't tolerate rest.
We've got alphas as well, so we're just going to now close in
Stand down.
This
on
is where I step in.
that one there. The cat should be able to take care of the regular ferocious wolves. We'll just keep Miri back because she's not large. That's worth doing. There.
Let us
Not going to get our outflank bonus, but that's okay. There.
Become as dust.
Don't hold back.
Actually,
Breathe.
let's just focus fire. And they've got AC 24. Obviously, they're getting a penalty from Archon's aura, but if we just look, yeah, so that -2 penalty from Archon's aura, but it's still relatively tough to hit with our bonuses here. Haven't cast Bull Strength, so we're not getting that full
This way.
+2 from strength on those that don't already have belts and the like. Okay. So we're just gonna sneak up. We'll ignore that stuff for now. Sneak up. Yep. Not there. Let's see whether we can get this positioning right, because what we really don't want is to aggro them. That'll
I'll
do.
share my path.
Okay. Kitty. So here, quite hard to see, but we've got ferocious wargs, and you shouldn't confuse a ferocious wolf with a ferocious warg. And there's a mini boss, like an alpha warg up there as well. So we're just gonna
I'm still here.
do a little bit more buffing. We've still got plenty of time on our first wave.
All's near.
There we
Madness
go.
awaits us.
It's time to act.
I think we're pretty much
Letting the ink dry.
A simple smile goes a long way.
set.
Here I am. See.
And this can be a little bit awkward because of the positioning. And so sometimes you see them spin round on the spot, which you kind of never want to see. But we're gonna hit a grease,
Yes.
but more importantly,
Their trouble.
we're gonna hit a web there as well. And that should aggro them. So 2 haven't got caught in the web. And this, where are we? Alpha walk. There. So obviously it's got barbarian levels. High DC to inspect, but we can sort of guess that it's going to be like these. 4 magical beasts, 3 barbarian, but more. So more strength, basically. And these are hitting at +12, so, if you don't have 32 AC, you risk getting some nasty hits. Fortunately, Kitty here's got 36 AC, so, yeah. Fine. Making a lot of saves, that's okay. Up you come. Hopefully we can corral them in the grease. And everyone else.
You should have
There.
run.
Lindsay, bit of song, please.
Do not falter.
And the others, so that we can actually... Where's our alpha? There.
Serves you right.
Maybe see if you can hit that with...
Your life ebbs.
So you might... Yeah, so the issue is Harem can't hit.
Bring it.
Nor can Amiri, actually. Not without risking getting in the soup. So let's increase Harem. This is our It's not our alpha.
Strike! Onwards!
One. What I really don't want to happen is I don't want Valerie to end up in the soup. There we go. Now we can poke away. And cat. Come back. Okay. Hard to see. Alpha is trapped.
You deserved it.
So let's see. The cat's dex is high enough that it should be able to make these saves, but Valerie can't. So we're just going to pull back here.
Any last wishes?
And wait for it to come to us. Because it's prone, we're not going to get, many hits. Okay. Ready. 1. And move up. And
Become as
actually,
dust.
better chance of hitting. There. Move up, Amiri, if you can. There.
Let us strike as one! Bring it!
Repent.
Make sure we're doing at least one
You
instead of
offend me.
shaking. And we'll just rage. There we go. So, failed to inspect, so I can't show off what stats we had there. But that is a really tough fight. There's a reason, I rushed here with all those buffs intact. There's a reason I actually went and did all this awkward grease and stuff, so you see the cat can just run straight through it. And it's because that alpha warg, if you let them start tripping you, it's basically game over. They don't even have any very good loot. Like, all we've got is this studded leather +2, which would be a nice upgrade for Lindsay if it wouldn't put her over into... It's probably put her even further into medium encumbrance. A lot of failed checks there. So it's just gonna see here. Actually, it's worth fixing now. So Lindsay, we really don't want her on medium encumbrance, and she doesn't need these wands in her inventory. What she does want is Tiger, who seems to have
I'll take care of it.
turned off there. We've got this. If I just move everyone out of the way. Head chomper, move. Right. We've got this woman here who's dead, and she's got a hand axe +1, bit of agate. She's got this white cogwheel, which is quite interesting. This has the look of and is a key item here, and we've got a little bit of information about it. And I'm not going to read all of this out, but it's this bit. Long story short, they ran into a dwarf. The dwarf said he was coming to an ancient tower full of treasure, and he had a cog-like key item, a white metal thingy, right? And this person, not the person dead here, the person writing this letter, snatched the key, killed the dwarf, buried him in the woods, escaped from his gang, hid it in the hollow tree trunk, and this is assuming to be her sister, his sister, who was eaten by wolves.
The dangers don't frighten
The
me.
end. That's the story. But
And Lindsay was called forth.
it's not the
Anything is possible.
not the only piece of the puzzle. There's some more key items which we need to find. So first of all, let's just... We didn't want that, but now that we've picked it up, we might as well drop it there. So it's quite a lot of gold, 127 crossbows. We don't want that hammer. We'll take the peridot and jasper. And we'll come down here. And this is an interesting little story area. So we'll clear this whole east part, and then we'll clear the west. That's my plan. So, first of all, what do you do when you find an abandoned camp? You steal all their stuff. Okay. Just check here. Lindsay, where are you?
I wrote it like I saw it.
Can do us a favor.
I failed.
Dear, oh dear. Fortunately, we'll be coming back here. So, this tree trunk here, you can't see it, but rather oddly, it's got 3 leather armors in it. So obviously there's something strange going on here. So while our competence is up, let's just have a little look. And we've got a dying bonfire in the middle of a grassy glade. We got lightning, tin mugs. It basically looks like people have just abandoned this camp very quickly. Look around, and there's something strange. The fire burns too brightly, the trees are too green, the air is too fresh. It feels fake. So let's see if we can pass this Knowledge Arcana check, which we succeeded. Thank you, Lindsay, for rolling a 10. So Lindsay works out that it looks like the barrier between 2 realities has become too thin. And so, you know, the link between Galarian and the First World is thin here. So, you know, people disappear and reappear elsewhere. Okay. We can detect magic. Amiri just doesn't like it. She's going to draw her sword. Rummage through the things. You know, there's only 1 pack, but 3 bedrolls and 3 mugs. Inside the pot is food. Search for traces, and can't see them. We failed a perception check. This is what do we roll? A 2. Yeah, great. And so all you think is it appears that they suddenly changed their mind and left. Well, I think everything else makes that not seem like the case. We are not going to spend a night here, and we're slowed because of all this terrible rain. It means our perception checks are slower as well. But let's just take down these wolves. It's not dangerous here. Sure you can hit. There you go. So we'll just take them. Now, it's not nice weather, isn't it? We've got 2 people up here. And we've got a little question mark. It says a pair of legs stick out the boulder surface. But, you know, I've played through this a lot, and I do not see a pair of legs. Where are they? There's this dead dwarf here. You can see that. But where are these mystery pair of legs? But you just have to take it on face value that there's some legs sticking out. And I'm actually going to save, because this is annoying if we fail this this check. But we're going to talk to them and hopefully not disgrace ourselves with a roll of 2. So they're shouting down to us. Hunters we are. We were camping in the woods and suddenly we're up here. Some weird magic or something. Well, how did you get there? You know, so they had a dream. You know, and the current swept them away in the dream. The trees were too high. The clouds were like mountains. You know, and they ended up here on top of this rock. How many of you are there? You know, just 2. Dulden seems to have. The idea is he's sort of, you know, reappeared with his legs sticking out, like he's reappeared part in the rock, and so his legs are sticking out, but the rest of him is in there too. And apparently this has happened before, because there's a dwarf up here too. We can, if we remember this dwarf, you know, is up here because there's something going on there. I'm actually going to try this chaotic good one because I've picked quite a lot of lawful good options. It's not a guaranteed pass, but let's see. And that looked like we did. Yeah, there we go. Redeemed ourselves with a roll of a 3 there. So we get quite a lot of experience for that. Basically, we've stretched out a cloak, they've jumped down, and we've caught them. And they're very helpful. And they give us this gilded metal gold cogwheel to go with our white cogwheel. For some reason, this dwarf, had it up here, and it looked like they were, travelled through the first world and ended up on top of this rock at some point in the past. So bear that in mind. And some gold too. Thanks. Anyway, hopefully this terrible weather will ease off. Whole thing's shaking because I don't really want to waste too much time. So what we're going to see is, can we jump up here, save ourselves the walk round.
Applause, please.
Thank you, Lindsay. We can sort of do a lot of these checks now because we've got some quite high modifiers, but they're still not a given, and it's always really annoying to lose HP for trying for a check that you then fail. There we go. So we got more wolves, which we can take down. One more than before. Might as well come in.
Do not falter.
There we go. And we should also be approaching level 6. Phew, rain's eased off. We should be approaching level 6. Yeah, we are almost there. And that's the point where I'm going to cut off the video, because I'd like to include level 6, which I'll talk about quite a bit in the next video, because it's
My time to shine.
it's quite an important level for Lindsay, for Alice, for our 2 fighters, but especially for Octavia. And so there's quite a lot going on there. So we'll just
Don't hesitate.
take down this lot. I should really put that over there. And ditch that. There we go. So they're all over to the left.
This is where I step in.
There we go.
Serves you
The alchemist and Amiri. You can go for the bow wielder. Dead.
Don't hold back.
And just as we sort of know, these are only like level 3, not. You hit Harem twice. Shameful. And there we go. Of course, everyone but Melly is leveled up because she's just slightly lower level than we are. They've got the usual drops: the chocolate, the alchemist's fire, and acid flasks. Yeah, nothing particularly special there. But this is quite cool. This is a 2-bladed sword, like some sort of Darth Maul stuff. Yeah, like a twin blade. So yeah, it's mostly here. Mostly we want it because it's worth a bit of money. That's 8 build points. Wow. And
anything else?
and some more cash. So in the next video, I will level us up and we'll clear the western side. So, see you then.